Hi everyone. Welcome to the August 2019 edition of Farsight's Time Cross Project. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am Courtney Brown, Director of the Farsight Institute, and we at the Farsight Institute have an amazing show for you today. The Nuremberg Celestial Anomaly. Now let me tell you why this is so amazing. On April 14th, 1561, something happened in the skies over the town of Nuremberg, Germany, that literally shook the people of that town in their boots. In what amounts to a newspaper in those days, it is reported that the people saw what is described as a battle in the skies between an enormous horde of strange-shaped objects. I will talk more about the details of this event in a bit, but know that this is beyond really weird. We now know exactly what happened back in 1561, and you are going to see it here firsthand in just a few minutes, so hold on tight. But first, I want to mention that we are all in training here at Farsight. And that includes all of you who are watching. The day will come when all of the world will turn to Farsight to understand what it is that we do. And when that day comes, we will desperately need all of you to help answer all of the questions that so many millions of people will ask all at the same time. It will be impossible for me or anyone else at Farsight to answer all of the questions raised by so many people. Your help will be absolutely essential. So by watching our projects now, you are putting yourself at the cutting edge of transforming our society and world. And the time will come when you will need to step up and help explain to a world desperate to understand just what this remote viewing thing is, and why and how it works. That is why we here at Farsight are so appreciative of all of you who follow our activities and research. You are the ones who will help change this world into a better place, and we recognize that you are preparing to do that now. And we strive to give you the best and most complete information regarding all that we do so that you will be ready to do your job once that time comes. And I have a sense that that time is not too far away. And now, YouTube. For those of you who subscribe to our YouTube channel, Farsight Press, thank you. But please remember to click on the notifications bell that appears to the right of the subscribe button only after you click on the subscribe button. Just clicking on the subscribe button doesn't really do anything. It acts similarly to a like on social media. So if you are subscribing for the first time, first click on the subscribe button and then you will see the notifications bell, and then click on that bell. And thanks for following our activities. Finally, an announcement. We will be publishing a new Premier Mysteries project in just a few weeks. It addresses two separate extraterrestrial events. The first is the extremely long tubular object known as Oumuamua that has been passing through our solar system of late, accelerating, and the second is what appears to be an extraterrestrial ship that looks amazingly like a Klingon bird of prey that was caught clear as day on camera from the International Space Station. Well, whatever you think Oumuamua may be, you are going to have to rethink everything. It is way weirder than anything you might imagine. You really need to see this. And that Klingon bird of prey thingy is, well, it sort of just is. Well, not Klingon, obviously, but it is. It just is. It really is. No one on the ship wanted you to see it, inside or outside, but we did. So stay tuned. In just a few weeks. Now, on to the Nuremberg Celestial Anomaly, which you will find amazing. When the Nuremberg Celestial Anomaly happened very early in the morning on April 14th, 1561, a broadsheet or newspaper for that day published an illustration and description of the event. And here is the illustration of the event that was published on the broadsheet back in 1561. Now, the broadsheet stated that the event was witnessed by nearly everyone in the area, and it included a great many objects, some shaped like balls or globes, some like crescents, some like long triangular shapes, and some like rods, and one shaped like a long spear. Well, according to the broadsheet, these things started to fight furiously among themselves, and they kept moving about and fighting for over an hour. Finally, many of the objects crashed to the ground, creating huge plumes of smoke. Well, what actually happened? We now know. Here is what really happened over the skies of Nuremberg on that day, told with riveting remote viewing sessions done by Melena, Trudy Benjamin, and Kahmia Dunson, and all under totally blind conditions with no communication about the project between the remote viewers. This is what went down.
I'll wait to see your golden smile, feel of 1,000 kisses. Oh, please stay a while.
Today I'll be exploring target 6674-6144. I see level topography. Feels like natural land, extensive land, by the way. Moderate temperature, not too cold, mostly warm, a little windy. I see multiple surface structures. Hearing a lot of noises, a lot of subjects outside and inside structure. Not a lot of foliage. It's there, but it's between. Picking up peaks in the distant, far distant. And there is nearby water as well. This area looks very isolated, not like a big city. I'm getting just very old environment, like an old town environment. It just seems just straight land, dirt, sand, structures. They're together and also like kind of separated, but they're all together in this one wide area and have like natural smells, smell of man-made structures like smoke and stuff. It's a lot of going on around here. Let's figure out what else around this area. So here I see like a large area. There's structures. The structures look like they're brick made and wooden structures and a few cement structures. I'm also getting this area on the far side, hard, still ground. I'm hearing a loud structure. I'm getting a loud metallic structure right here. It's moving, it's very loud, smoky. Feels like a train, like a hard, slow moving train. This area also looks kind of gated. It's like its own community. Like again, I got this old area, like everything looks so old, like the building, the way the structures look, the words on the structure, has that old Western look. The train, it's a train here, not too far from the area, is very old, like the engine, like everything just, but this is like an old style train with a smokestack. The urban area is very old. Subjects, it's not a lot of kids subjects. It seems like it's a lot of older subjects here, a lot older. This area doesn't feel like, it feels out the country though, but also feels like it's somewhat like in America, but it feels very different. Like the subjects, they dress different and their clothes are like, they have like light clothes, like farmer clothes or somewhat just plain casual, and the colors are like off-white and khaki color and plaid. Like they dress very country. This this area is just very old. So, as I said again, I see this old style train, and it's moving around the structures, around the urban area, very old style. Had a lot of dark black smoke pushing out from the engine. Subjects are here outside, standing there. The area looks very strict, like it seems like an isolated old style type of, unless it's the era they're in, because everything looks very structured, and it's a lot of strict rules here. The subjects look kind of mean or upset. They look very, not mellow, but they kind of have a harsh face or look on them. It seems like it do get kind of hot here, so I guess it's from the heat or whatever, but it seems like a lot of commands and demanding here, like people are just not slaves, but there seems to be in the organization, but the leader of the town seems like he seems very tough, like it's a tough ground there, and a lot of strict rules basically here in this town. So I'm feeling some activity. I'm feeling something in the mist. Let's see. So I'm getting a focused gathering outside of this urban area. I have the structures right here behind. Seems like these subjects are looking at something above in the sky, I believe. The subjects look very shocked and scared. Looks like they're frightened by something that's in the sky. Let's see. I see this light and white smoke in the sky, very bright. A lot of energetics in the sky. So there's something above this old town in this distant area. Something's flying above. The subjects look very worried and scared. I'm going to follow that object, see what else is up there. It's pretty scary. So I'm seeing this non-surface structure in the sky. It's moving very fast. A very powerful metallic object. It's a lot of light in the sky, so the subjects are probably wondering what's all that in the sky. It's like beaming lights and like bright white shiny light and just moving structures. So it appears to be more than one structure of this structure. So it looks like a military jet, but I don't think it's a man-made, like earth-made structure. It looks very different, but a similar look to it, dark and gray, like, and wide, and have these weird pointed wings or whatnot. I see a few flying structures over here. So I have structures 100 miles west, and it seems like they're coming this way. Looks like the same structure I drew earlier. Now let's go 100 miles south. No, I don't see any down south, so I'm going up 100 miles north. So here I'm getting a lot of structure, a lot of high, advanced flying structures. They seem to be in a group a lot more than the ones right here. These seem bigger, but they're only a few. These seem smaller, but they have a main structure leading them. This is pretty crazy going on right now above the whole surface. I'm going to zoom in on this main structure here. So I got this box where irregular shaped structure, flying structure is pretty wide. It has the other structures around it and behind it that's also with the same group. It's probably like the major structure. I'm not really sure what it is, but it definitely feels like a spaceship almost. But then it looks like a military structure. It's just weird, have a weird shape to it. With all the other structures flying around, let's see what's really going on. So definitely more than one structure, and there seems to be moving in crisscross direction, like they're just moving fast. It's a lot of light and smoke. I'm getting a sense of fighting, like an air battle. It's just a lot of energy like up above. You just see smoke and beams and light flashing at each other and loud booming noises. But it's like like the way it's moving. It's like you could feel it, like you could feel the vibrations coming from above, like to the ground where the other subjects are, the land subjects are, and it's like what to do. There's no control up there. It's like a lot of battling going on. Okay, I'm moving to the activity. So it sounds like a thunderstorm up there. A lot of lights beaming, a lot of fast movement, and a lot of striking from each structure. So here I have like all the structures and objects just pew, pew, shoo, shoo, like a whole bunch of beams and fiery clouds and just a lot of things going on in the air. And these are the structures and the other metallic structures that's all in the whole midst of this whole battle. From what I feel, it feels like it's a fight, but it just seems to be so weird, and subjects are scared, but quite amazed by it, but then again, still scared. So here I have side A, which is a box-shaped structure. Seems like it has 4 seats inside. These subjects inside look like ETs. Have that metal, steel wall frame in the structure. Has like all types of gadgets and like things subjects use to control. But other than that, it's very like not too small inside, but it only fits for 4 people. And that's side A. Side B has a very irregular shape. It is in a metallic object, and it has 6 subjects, 6 seated subjects inside of the object. Seems like semi-human and human on the structure. The semi-human looks very different, has mysterious changing of eye color and a very rough, wet skin, like an animal. And the humans are very straight, blunt faced. They look like some guards, the way they just have no expression.
Is it alright if I stay today? Is it alright if I...
Today I will be exploring target coordinates 1981 5621. Our basic gestalts are structures, subjects, and energetics. There's level topography, multiple subjects, there's lots of movement, multiple structures like a city. I see lots of cloud dynamics. There's movement by subjects as well as objects. Level topography, and subjects seem to be focused on something that's in the sky. I keep hearing non-English languages from multiple subjects just looking up in the sky, and they seem to be fascinated or hypnotized by something above, like a non-surface structure. In a specific shape, and there's just bright light that's being emitted from the center of a shape that's in the sky, and the multiple subjects are focusing on this one or this specific thing going on in the sky. There's bright light that emits from the center of a specific object that's in the sky. It's a lot of energetics, and it's a non-surface structure object. It's so high up above the land's base surface. It's just there's just lots of multi-directional movement, and it's kind of reminds me of a shooting star. I'm gonna deduct that. But there's just so much bright light. It's swirling and moving all over the place. There's so much energetics. The bright lights have specific colors. I see lots of gray. The object is black, but I see silver and yellow and white, and the sky is blue. But there's just lots of movement coming from this one object that the subjects are staring at. I'm going to try to focus on the subjects that are staring at this object. They seem to be surprised by the bright lights that are emitting, or the energetics that is above. As they watch the light emit in and out, in and out, in and out, like sporadic flashing or sporadic movement from this one. It's not just one, there's multiple non-surface structures in the sky, blinking and being hypnotic, or until like there's so much movement, but then it stops. The bright lights are emitting energetics that are really giving these subjects on the base surface kind of like a hypnotic trance. They're watching all of this movement and sporadic energetics in the sky. They can't look away. It's just a focus gathering, just watching something that's happening above. It goes down, it goes around, it moves forward, and it travels really, really fast. The colors on the inside of the structure that is non-surface is it's very black, it's very round, it's silver. There's a lot of electricity and energetics and technology in the inside. It's moving so fast. But this is the inside of a target that's in the center. This is the inside of one of the non-surface structures that's in the center of the target. There's so much fast movement. I'm gonna try to zoom out. With an aerial view looking downwards 100 miles in every direction, the sky is filled with so much activity and movement from non-surface structures. It's pretty much chaotic. Everything's all over the place, and it's kind of giving me anxiety. There's multiple non-surface structures above a city, or like an urban area. And in the sky, there's just multi-directional movement going down and up and swirling around. And there's lots of cloud dynamics coming out of specific non-surface structures. Some non-surface structures are using energetics, and some non-surface structures are forcing energetics upon other non-surface structures. There's objects falling from high altitudes, and it's just near a city. I can hear booming, and I can hear different languages. There's lots of talking. There's definitely a fight going on in the sky with multiple vehicles. This, like, it kind of reminds me of Star Wars, but I haven't really watched the whole entire series of Star Wars, so I just have a feeling that it's just vehicles kind of like shooting at each other, like, you know, pew pew. But there's lots of, it's not funny. There's lots of energetics being forced upon other vehicles by vehicles. There's just non-surface structures like flying all around each other, aiming at each other. And there's lots of energy here, but these vehicles are big, like really, really big, and they're bigger than the structures below. So there's fast multi-directional movement coming from structures that are in the sky. And those structures are in a battle. Those non-surface structures are in a battle with each other. And there's fast movement, there's energetics coming out of each vehicle. There's lots of kinetic energy, and there's cloud dynamics everywhere. There's downward movement, movement going upward, movement going in a spiral motion. There's energetics escaping vehicles. There's subjects inside of these non-surface structures, as well as subjects on the base surface below. There's like a city below, as well as nearby, as these structures continue to move all around. The colors I see are black, silver, white, gray, coming from these non-surface structures above. There's more downward movements than there is like upward and around. There's just lots of aiming. That's a good word. Aiming. It's lots of aiming coming downward from specific non-surface structures during this battle. It's not a good situation to be in. It's very dangerous. It's negative. I don't suggest you casually watch something like this, but this is not a good mood or a positive feeling that I'm not resonating with. And it doesn't end well. No. This battle, the word that came to my mind just now is bloody. I'm gonna move to the most important ship. The battle is between two different sides. There's two sides to this situation in the sky, this battle, this fight. On one end, this is the most important ship. It's rounded at the top, curved at the bottom. There's multiple subjects on the inside. There's lots of energetics. There's weapons. There's weapons forcing energy upon other structures. It's black and silver, and it's hard. It's big. It's flying. I'm going to move inside of the ship. They're male subjects, extraterrestrial males, I'm not sure if this is a male or female. I'm not sensing actual gender. Do they have gender? It's extraterrestrial. Not human. Non-human subjects on the inside of the structure. There's multiple. not just one. I just can't tell if they're female or male or not. There's a lot of electronics, lots of seats, there's magnetic energy on the inside, and I'm drawn towards the subject's minds, that they just want to find or something or destroy something specific. They're just focused on shooting the other non-surface structures on the other side, that other side of the battle, the fight that's going on, this war that they're in between. They're focused on shooting. They're using lots of technology inside of this non-surface structure as well. There's lots of anger. There's no fear, it's just the feeling of being misunderstood. Or like there's someone who's hard to trust within this fight or battle, like other subjects in the sky that they're thinking about. We just need to find the most important structure on the other side for side 2. This non-surface structure is the most important on the other side of this battle. They're trying to find a specific target. They're on a mission. It's like a job. They're in uniforms. The subjects on the inside are male. They're using weapons. There's lots of big missiles. I see, wow, deduct missiles. I see lots of seats on the inside. I'm hearing lots of booming sounds. There's lots of structure's big, it's hard. There's a smooth surface on the outside. There's a male subject on the inside. There's about 3 of them in this specific structure. One of them is tall and pale and with brown hair, and the other is pale and he has blue eyes. The other one has black hair, and this third subject is pale with brown eyes and brown hair. These subjects are actually scared. They don't feel misunderstood. The other subjects on the other side feel misunderstood. These subjects feel scared. On the other side, the subjects are on a mission that needs to be completed, no matter what. These subjects are focused on the mission, and this is chaotic. It doesn't end well. It's very, very dangerous to be in this battle at this rate of death. I gotta deduct death. There are subjects that die. Team 2. Why the reason why this is happening is because of betrayal, and I can sense a lot of time running out in this situation, like feelings of haste, and like something needs to be happening quickly, like something has to be finished now or else, because of the job that they're given, or because of time running out, or money, or even technology is probably the reason why this war is happening.
Today we are exploring target 06414031. So I've got structures here and set like a bunch of subjects. And I've got like a crowd of subjects, and they're male and female. And it seems to be like some sort of focus gathering. And they're all kind of looking up at something. I've also have moderate temperatures here, and I've got a lot of energetics in the sky. It kind of looks like this. So I've got my crowd of subjects down here and several structures. I've also got these big energetics in the sky above these structures as well. And then I have mostly level topography. I also see a lot of foliage here as well. I hear a lot of voices and talking, and it's just like everyone feels like they're shocked, like they can't believe what they're looking at. Again, I've got, large crowd focus gathering and just energetics in the sky. I can hear a lot of like man-made noises in the sky as well. It's very fast-paced. Everything feels like it's moving very quickly, abruptly. It really seems like all the subjects here are focusing on the energetics in the sky. Okay, so these energetics feel man-made, and they also feel like hard and smooth. And they just are quiet, but they make a lot of like small beeping noises. Again, I've got this, generally natural environment. I also see some water nearby, kind of like over here. So there's water kind of back behind these structures and into the foliage a little bit. Yeah, so mostly natural environment. There's man-made components here, structures, people, and other subject things. And I hear a lot of roaring and loud wind noises, just like cloud dynamics and multi-directional movement here. Okay, overall cool temperatures here, and all I can see right now are just subjects looking up at these energetics in the sky. But I feel like I'm too close, so I'm gonna zoom out a little bit, go like 100 miles in each direction. So right here, I've got two non-surface structures in the sky. I see another one over here. I see two more. Okay, I've got another one here and a couple more over here. So I have several non-surface structures in the sky right now. Also, these non-surface structures, they kind of have different shapes to them. This one kind of has more like a, we're gonna call this shape A. Shape A is kind of like a rounded structure. All right, so shape A is like a rounded tent kind of look, and it's got this rounded top and then a very small like under part to it. And then it's got just a little something kind of protruding from the side. On the inside of this structure, I see like something that looks like a ladder or a balcony of stairs. Kind of looks like this. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Who cares? So something like this on the inside of this structure. It's very quiet in here, a little cold and dark. I see like things scattered about the room. But they feel like man-made kind of, and they're pretty hard and like almost like black, dark gray colors. Again, like these things, they seem to be like perfectly placed around the room, and they kind of like, they're hard and they kind of smell like metal or like metal. And I don't feel any subjects or anyone else in here besides this stuff. I hear like occasional like noises or like tunes or beeps or something, but other than that, it's pretty quiet inside this structure. Okay, so moving on to the next type of structure. This structure kind of looks more elongated. We're going to call this shape B. Okay, in here I see lighter colors like grays and tans and whites. And it also has kind of like paneled walls almost. It looks like this. It's also very loud inside this structure. I hear a lot of man-made noises in here, and things kind of shifting and moving about. The structure also kind of has like very tall, it's like tall and skinny walls. They kind of curve a little bit. And then there's just like something hanging directly in the middle of it. So the paneled walls, they kind of look as if they're kind of turned in a little bit, like they can move in either direction. And then I also see this like large egg-shaped structure up against these paneled walls. Also see like things that kind of look like animals, and then I also feel subjects are here as well. Okay, I do have subjects here. I see 3 subjects. They kind of look like this. They have like these kind of weird shaped potato heads. And when I probe these subjects, they feel very like almost cold and cut off. They feel very empty. It's like I try to probe them and everything goes blank and I kind of start to get a headache. So I feel like they know I'm here. They don't seem too friendly. So now I'm going to move on to our last shape, which is over here. Yeah. We're going to call this shape C. Shape C looks like, kind of like shape A, but more longer, so it looks more like an egg. In here, I kind of see the same almost panel effect going on. So it kind of looks like this on the inside. And I also see colors of like whites and tans and greens. It's very quiet in here. Moderate temperatures, and it kind of has like furniture almost and things hung up on the walls. Kind of remind me of like picture frames or something, and just like tables and chairs. And then I also see things that kind of look like foliage, but it doesn't feel natural. It's like artificial plants or something. And I also feel that there are subjects inside of here as well. Okay, yeah, I see these subjects in here. These subjects kind of look a little different than these. These subjects kind of look more like this. Their heads are a little like wider and more elongated this way. And they seem even like more standoffish and less inviting than these guys. I almost don't want to like breathe around them. I feel like I'm very much so not wanted here. I feel like there's like one main who's like in charge, and then the other ones kind of fade into the backdrop a little bit, but this one stays when the other ones kind of come in and out. Again, there's like no smells in here. It smells very like sterile, clean. The colors that I see, it looks very like almost futuristic in a sense. And it's just, but it kind of feels homey, it kind of feels like someone's house, but it doesn't like look like that on the inside. It's like that episode of SpongeBob where he goes to the future and everything's like chrome. It's like this. And then I also see something that also looks like a staircase in here, like a windy little staircase. in like a balcony. So I'm gonna, try to see if these subjects know that I'm here. He knows I'm here. And he's not happy about it. And yeah, that seems to be all I have for target 06414031.
Well, it sure looks like it was a battle between extraterrestrial forces that were determined to fight to the death. Apparently, fighting and wars happen everywhere. As above, so below. The ETs not only are here now, but they seem to have been here for a long while, and they don't all get along. No wonder the governments are so reticent to talk about the subject of UFOs to the general public. Governments are probably just as confused as everyone else. But our view here at Farsight has always been that governments are not helping anyone by keeping all of this secret. One way or another, our world is going to have to come to grips with the idea that we are not alone in the universe, and that the universe has the technological capability of traveling our way. Personally, if I had one or more neighbors who had issues, I would want to know about it. Staying in the dark is like the proverbial ostrich that sticks its head into the sand while keeping its butt in the air. Who does that really help? Well, that is it for this month's edition of Time Cross. Thank you so much for watching. Also, I hope you get a chance to watch all of our other Time Cross episodes, which you can find on our website. Also, be sure to watch our recent full-length mysteries project, The Secret Apollo Moon Missions, Moses Beyond Exodus, The War in Heaven, and also Tunguska Complexity, Remote Viewing Area 51, the Roswell UFO crash, the investigations into the 9/11 events, the assassinations of John F. Kennedy and Martin Luther King, the psychology of Adolf Hitler, and some amazing explorations into UFOs and extraterrestrial life. As always, all Farsight remote viewing work is done by highly trained remote viewers, working solo under totally blind conditions, with no communication between any of the remote viewers. So Farsight projects are nothing short of amazing, and there is nothing like it anywhere else. And remember that when you watch our mysteries projects, you are helping us at Farsight do our work, including the funding for our Time Cross project, which we offer free to the public, but which costs us a few $1,000s to do each month. We have no other significant sources of income to pay these bills, so you really help when you follow and watch our activities and research. Without you watching our projects, we would not exist. Finally, remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Farsight Press, to keep up with the latest. And after you click on the subscribe button, please click on the notifications bell that appears after you subscribe. Otherwise, a subscribe button does not do much. You can find information about all of our present and past activities on our website. Also on our website, please sign up for our free email newsletter where we announce all of our major projects. It is actually best to do both things, to subscribe to our YouTube channel and to sign up for our free email newsletter to be sure you hear about our new releases. We never send out spam, just announcements of new releases, so it is worth it to keep tuned. Stay ahead of the curve. Let the mainstream fade in the dust. Be there now.